that you should never allow to stop you from marrying him or to marry her. Most often people say, oh, I don't want to marry him because of this, because of that. But when you look at those things, you see that it doesn't worth it. I want you to watch to the end because I will share with you 4 non-negotiable. If you see any of these 4, my dear, stop the relationship. But the 9th thing I want to mention now should not be an issue for you to say yes because it has solution. I want you to grab your pen and grab your paper, but before we do that, I want to ask you, have you supported your big sister? Please don't forget to support us by like this video, share, and put in the comments your takeaway. Number 1, poverty. Yes. Many times I have heard young people, especially ladies, that say, oh, I love the man, just that because he is poor, I don't want to marry him. Madam, may I tell you that there are solutions to poverty? That man you think that he is poor today, do you know that God can turn his table tomorrow and he became the leader, the president, the senator, or whatever of your country? So never you ever stop the marriage if it's the will of God and if you love him because he is poor. My dear, may I tell you, when you marry him, both of you merge heads together and walk your way out of poverty. Never you allow someone's financial situation to stop you from marrying him, unless if the person is a lazy person that is not willing or ready to do something to help him or herself out. Number 2, his or her dressing. Yes. Often I had so many ladies that say, oh, I don't love the way he dressed. Yes, I love him. I love his personality. I love this. I love this. But his dressing is a challenge to me. My dear, do you know that in marriage, we learn together, we grow together. Whenever you notice that the man you are dating or the woman you are dating is not dressing well, my dear, may I tell you that it's not an issue. Teach him how to dress. Teach her how to dress. Involve her in activities where he can learn, where she can learn how to dress. But don't let his or her dressing stop you from marrying him or from marrying her. Another thing I've seen people use as an excuse is, he is not educated, she is not educated. My dear, do you know that anybody can enroll in school at any moment in time? I will not even talk about this era of internet that you can do a lot of things at your home. So if you love someone, but the problem is that he or she is not educated, my dear, don't allow that to stop you from marrying him or marry her. Because the truth is this, the moment you people marry, you will support him, you will support her to get the proper education you want from him or from her. So never you allow education of 18 to be a hindrance to your marriage. Another one I have seen so many people say is, oh, his shape, she is too fat, oh, his tummy is too big. My dear, don't allow his body shape to stop the marriage. If this person is the person God is leading you to marry, if this person you love him, you love her, my dear, may I tell you that you can support him, you can support her to get the right shape you want for him or for her by encouraging him to get involved in some exercises, and this all the shapes and the things whatever you want in a man or in a woman will come out. So never you ever allow his shape to make you not to marry him or not to marry her. Another thing I've seen some people say, oh, because of this I don't want to marry him, I don't want to marry her, is because he is a shy person. That is not a problem. That is not a big problem. May I tell you, there are some characters that can be learned. If you notice that he is a shy person, do you know that marrying him or marrying her, you will support him, you will support her to build his confidence. So never you ever abandon this marriage or abandon this relationship because he is or she is a shy person. Help her help him to build his confidence. Before we move on, my YouTube friends, have you subscribed? Please don't forget to support us by subscribe, like this video, and share in the comments your takeaway. God bless you so much for doing that. May I tell you, whenever I see your like, your comments, oh, I love you so much. Thank you, and God bless you. Another thing I've seen so many people use as excuses is also, oh, his height, her height, she is not too tall, she is too short, she is this one. Like, this is not an excuse. Because the truth is that that person you think that she has a good height, do you know that something may happen that you will look for that height, you will not see it. So don't use height as an excuse. There are things that you need to be focused on, but not all these simple and small things. Another excuses I have heard from so many people is, she is an introvert, she is not outgoing. Yes. My dear, may I tell you that in as much as God made us in a different ways. And may I assure you that someone that you think that she or he is an introvert, not outgoing, do you know that that person can change tomorrow and become the louder person you ever seen in life? For me, I have noticed, I have seen some people who were introverts, but at a certain point in life, they became the most noisiest person on earth. So never you ever, because you think like, oh, he is an introvert, he is not outgoing, and you abandon the handsome man, the beautiful woman God bless you with. Being an introvert is not an excuse to say no to the marriage. Another also thing I have to share with you before we move to 4 non-negotiable is, some people always say, oh, she is slow in decision making. Yes. Those things, may I tell you that it depends on how people grow and their background. There are some people from certain cultures, because they don't have authority, they don't have the power to make decisions on their own. They have to wait for their parents, they have to wait for their husband, like depend on the culture of someone. This affects them a lot when they grow up, because they carry that thing in them. So if you marry him, if you marry her, you will teach him, you will teach her how to make effective decisions. Now let's go into 4 non-negotiable. Whenever you see any of this, my dear, pay attention. Talk with him, talk with her. If it's something that is not manageable, please quit on time. Number 1, culture. Before you go into relationship with anybody that will lead into marriage, please pay attention to their culture. Know their culture very well. Because the truth is this, if you disappoint yourself by ignoring to know their culture, may I tell you that when you marry, you will be disappointed with their cultures. I've seen so many people that when they married, they were like, I didn't know that these people do something like this. A friend of mine told me a story about how her husband died. Everybody in the families, the siblings, came to share the husband's properties. And she was like, no, this man left me with 5 children. Why do you want to share his properties? They said, it's our culture. Once your husband is the first son, whenever he dies, they will share their properties. So the woman was so shocked, because the truth is that the woman need even support, because the children are still young, and what she has as what the man left for her is what those people came to share. So pay attention to cultures. Number 2, pay attention to what he is addicted to. If this man is addicted to porn, if this man is addicted to drinking, if this man is addicted to smoking or unnecessary life, my dear, you will not manage it. So these things are non-negotiable. Number 3, pay attention to what he believes. Yes, I have seen so many people that married, but guess what? After the marriage, they realize that the husband, the wife, doesn't believe on what they believe. Maybe you are going to this church, and this church believes in speaking in tongues, in Holy Spirit, and he or she is going to the church that doesn't believe all those things. How do you think that your marriage, your home will function? So it's very important to pay attention to what he believes. Don't neglect those things and be focusing on finances, height, shape, all those ones are nonsense when it comes to these 4 non-negotiable. The last but not the least is pay attention to his behavior. If he is abusive person, my dear, stop that relationship. You can't manage someone who is abusive. Many women today have died silently because they married abusive man. And also many men today are crying silently because they married abusive woman. So if you notice that this person is abusive, my dear, it is non-negotiable. Thank you so much, my YouTube friends. I hope this bless you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share in the comments your takeaway. And I will see you in another episode. Shalom.